Okay, next what I want to try is seeing if I can get him to touch my finger for the first time. Now this will be something of a feat because all we've been doing so far is counter conditioning, where I've been bringing the food up to his face and just barely touching his foot with my fingers, so that's not very scary, and letting him associate me touching his feet with food and this being a good thing. But what I'd like to do is get him to actually touch my finger with his foot. Now, since he's shown no interest in doing that on his own, what I'm going to try to do is to lure him with some millet seed. So we have the millet seed here. I'm hoping that if I stick out my finger and then hold this a little bit away from his face, that he'll try to follow it, and the only way to follow it being to actually step on my finger. So I'm just going to stick my finger here and see if I can lure him with the millet seed. I don't think I can get the millet seed close enough to him. And here's an idea. I'm just experimenting on the fly here. If I stick it in my watch band. A little creative approach. Let's see if this works. Oh. He has actually touched my finger a couple of times. What I'd like him to do is step on the perch and be able to get the food. And then later, once he's learned that stepping on my finger gets him food, I can fade out the lure and just wait for him to experiment touching my foot, his foot to my finger. And the reason why I'd like to do it this way is because he is so skittish that I'm afraid if I do it the conventional way, which is to press my finger against his breast until he starts to lose his balance and then readjusts and touches my finger, I'm afraid that he'll start getting spooked again, and we're going to have to start with him liking my finger all over again. Not really something that I want to do. In some ways this would be a lot easier if I had a larger cage. Okay, I'm going to try to stick the millet seed down a little bit. Whoops! Hush, down. We're just going to try one more time. He's a little bit spooked, but maybe we can end on a high note here. Not entirely sure what's going on. Okay, what I might have to do is figure out a slightly different way of luring him. Because I'm finding what's going on is that I can't fit both hands through the door like I'd wanted to. We'll have one finger by him and another hand use the tree to lure him. I'm thinking, though, perhaps I could thread the target through the bars, and that way I might be able to use the target stick to lure him onto my finger. And hopefully getting him touching my foot, realizing that's a good thing, and then very quickly fade the lure. So to where I'm not luring him at all, he just learns that stepping on my foot means food. So right here I'm just trying to calm him down. It was a little bit scary. Having the stick tucked into my wristband was kind of new. So we're just backing up, eating some food out of my hand. This is a nice, calm, reassuring thing, something we're used to. And then I think I might just try one more thing. Try for threading that target stick, the treat stick, through the bars. I'm just going to very slowly, so as not to startle him, thread the stick through the bars. And then just very carefully lift my finger up to where it's in front of his feet. And hopefully bring this around. First, I'll let him get a freebie. Evidently this is weird enough that he's got to check it out. And it's not so weird that we're not willing to eat. I said it may just take some getting used to before he's willing to start following the treat onto my hand, but we'll see how far he's comfortable with. He's settling in now. Getting more excited about the millet seed. Now I'm going to try just luring it just a little bit farther away. And see if I can entice him to stepping out just a little bit. He's looking at it, he's thinking about it. That's okay, we're not in a rush. Once again, my main goal, since he is such a timid bird, is just to teach him how to step on my finger without scaring him. See, he was moving his foot around a little bit. It's like he's thinking about it. Can reach that neck awfully far. He's looking at his finger and he's moving his foot a little bit now and then. It's almost as if he's considering the idea. And we'll just see what he decides to do. Just pushing my finger just a bit closer to him, making this easier on him. And there he actually touched my finger, so I'm going to let him have the millet seed for that. So it touches at least something. We don't have to get this all at once. Obviously that was a little new for him. It's like he almost wasn't quite sure what happened. But he touched my finger and then he hesitated a bit. This is all rather new. But the point is that he's not scared. We're still building positive associations with my hand, rather than this being a scary thing. There, he touched it again. Let's see if we can get him to do that one more time, and then I think we'll call it a successful trial for today. Or we might be getting full. Looking at my finger. There we go. Oh, and he's leaving it on. That's great. As long as he leaves that foot there, I think I'm just going to give him millet spray, because like I said, interacting with my hand has been difficult for him. So I'm going to let him have the millet spray until either he removes his foot or he runs out of millet spray, whatever comes first. And you see, if it's coming across on camera, he actually has 2 toes on my finger. So if you consider that a couple months ago, I couldn't raise my hand in front of the cage without him exploding into a little bomb of feathers. And this is quite an improvement. So hopefully, this is the first step to him actually stepping up on my finger and learning when I present my finger that he should target his feet to my finger. There we go. And we're going to end on a positive note for today.